Terve! Tämä on puffi seuraavaan Ajankohtainen Ykkönen -ohjelmaan, joka esitetään suorana tiistaina kello 19. Ja tässä tulevassa ohjelmassa käsitellään semmoista asiaa, mitä ei muualla käsitellä sen takia, koska se on niin uskomatonta, ettei se voi olla totta, mutta kun se silti on. Käsittelemme lähestyvää, oikeastaan välttämättä pian esille tulevaa disclosure-asiaa.
And to politics now, Congress will return to Washington after the presidential election. The House Oversight Subcommittee that's been looking into unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAPs, will continue its work.
And in the Senate, there are currently being planned hearings on this topic. In the House, it should be in the House Oversight Committee, which is the same committee, by the way, that held that blockbuster hearing last year. You're seeing images of it right now.
Useimmat näistä asioista on hyvin selvästi nähtävillä, ja esimerkiksi ensi keskiviikkona käsitellään jälleen Yhdysvaltojen kongressissa Controlled Disclosure Actia, jonka tarkoitus on pikkuhiljaa saada käyntiin prosessi, jossa tuotaisiin esille UFO-kysymykseen liittyvät asiat. Mutta se, mitä tämän asian ympärillä on nyt tapahtumassa, on hyvin kiireellistä, nimittäin Trumpin voiton jälkeen meillä on ihmiskunnan historiassa tärkeä aikaikkuna, koska niin sanottu kabal tai se joukko, joka täällä maan pinnalla, ketä he ovatkaan, jotka eivät pysty hyväksymään sitä, että näitä tiettyjä asioita paljastuisi, niin he saattavat yrittää tehdä jotain sellaista, joihin itse alienien on tultava väliin. Ja tämä on hyvin erikoista puhua tästä asiasta tässä niin kuin arkisessa metsässä näillä sanoilla, mutta totta se on. Seuraavassa Disclosure-projektin lakimies kertoo eräs podcastissa asiasta tarkemmin.
This is the bill that got passed by the United States Senate in 2023. This is the 64-page bill that has set up an entire regime to undertake a controlled disclosure of some significant portions of the information that are known about the UFO phenomenon.
Controlled disclosure?
Controlled disclosure. That's what this is. This is the UAP Controlled Disclosure Act. This is what they're planning to do. They have a 7-year period during which they want to reveal some portions of the information and conceal information that they think would constitute a catastrophic disclosure.
Okay.
That's what they're engaged in.
Tämä tilanne UFO- tai UAP-asian ympärillä, josta suomalaisessa mediassa ei kerrota mitään, on lievästi sanottuna mielenkiintoinen ja jännittävä.
You know, that this is a dangerous situation that we've got here now. That we've got the doomsday clock. Now it's 90 seconds before midnight because the United States military now has moved nuclear missiles, the B-61 nuclear missiles, the mid-range nuclear missiles, into Germany and into Poland and now. And Putin has responded by giving a command to his field commanders now to train up the deployment and the use of tactical nuclear weapons in the field. And just last week, the Biden administration has now issued a what they call nuclear deployment employment executive order, preparing to put short fuses on 1,600 United States missiles. And that's why the doomsday machine now the doomsday clock has been put to 90 seconds short of midnight.
Jesus.
Okay? So the people need to understand that. And they need to understand that this is correlated with a major upsurge in the UFO surveillance of all of our nuclear facilities. Okay? And that they've demonstrated their capacity to shut them off. They've demonstrated their capacity,
decades, and
they've demonstrated their capacity to be able to shut down our nuclear aircraft carrier
and in other
battle
countries
groups.
as well.
That's right. And so that type of intervention, if it becomes necessary for them to intervene in order to preserve the life-generating capacity of our planet, so as not to be destroyed by thermonuclear exchange, that's going to reveal their presence. Okay, and that the national security state is not prepared yet for revealing their presence. So what they've done is they've come forward with this process right here. They've come forward with this process to figure out how they can choreograph releasing an adequate amount of information to start preparing our people so they can continue to utilize nuclear weapons as a threat to establish and control, maintain
I
their
got
control. That's what they're doing right now. So we're not being bamboozled by what they're up to here.
Oman jännittävän mausteensa asiaan tuo myös se, että kyse ei ole vain ydinaseesta, vaan myös siitä, että maan päällä on ihmisten joukko, tavallaan kuin mafia, jolla on hallussaan toisilta sivilisaatiolta kaapattua teknologiaa.
But this is also, so the people who are involved with this and getting this forward are the people who were part of, part of ATIP and a part of OSAP.
That's right.
Before that. And those programs, regardless of however they morphed into each other, they talk all in skiffs. It's highly secretive. Guys like Hal Puthoff, Jacques Vallée are involved, some of the brightest minds in the world.
Yep.
But still, you say that specifically like some UFO crash retrieval groups in the Pentagon were far more secretive than that?
Oh, yes.
So how sinister is that stuff then?
Very. Very, and those are the people that we have to figure out whether we can get the people here that are doing this to be on our side, to be able to dig those people out and put them out of business. That's the key to this thing.
Do you think that's possible? Cynically,
yes.
My head goes.
Yeah. No, I do.
Think so.
I do. I think it's possible. It's a dangerous game because those people view themselves as authorized to use lethal force. And they view themselves as authorized to use lethal force against these people.
Right, yeah.
Okay? And so it's a dangerous game, but it's Father David says, nobody gets out of life alive here, and so what we've got to do is we've got to be willing to put ourselves at risk in order to save the planet, okay? And to save the planet from a potential intervention which we're not yet ready for.
Yeah.
On the part of the extraterrestrial people. And so what we've got to do is start getting our people prepared for this so that it can be a positive relationship that we have with the extraterrestrial civilization. I mean, we've got to come to grips with this reality.
Yeah.
And that what we have to do is we have to take steps to try to preserve as much agency as we can for our own sovereignty. As a species on our planet, that we ought to have as much authority to make our own decisions as possible. That if we're so stupid as that we've come right to the brink of an actual thermonuclear war that mandates the kind of intervention of an extraterrestrial civilization to come in and say, that's it, you've abused your authority, you're out of business now.
Right.
Okay? So the question is, how much out of business are we going to get put here? Are they going to come in and take over entirely and say, look, you guys have threatened the destruction of the life-generating capacity of your entire planet. We can't allow that to happen. Okay, so you've lost your authority. What we have to do as a citizenry is we have to demonstrate that we merit preserving some degree of agency over our own decision-making process. And the way that we have to do that is by taking care of these people and getting rid of them. Okay, that's what we have to do. We have to demonstrate that we're capable of mobilizing and getting rid of this elite that is threatening our planet for their own personal self-advantage. We've got to be able to demonstrate that, or else we've forsaken our rights.
Tämmöinen tilanne siis todella on. Tuntuu uskomattomalta, silti se on totta. Tervetuloa seuraamaan tiistaina kello 19 Ilkka Tiaisen kanssa tekemäni Ajankohtainen Ykkönen -lähetystä, jossa käymme näitä asioita läpi, se mitä me niistä tiedämme ja esitämme erilaisia spekulaatioita ajatusten tueksi. Ihmiskunnalle valoisaa tulevaisuutta.